So Zak, it's a new phase of training into the marquee. What are the overall things you're looking to get out of these first few weeks in here?
First week, kind of just spikes in the ground, get used to the ground again. Grass is very different to indoor school, it's a bit less bouncy, it's a bit more, the indoor school is a bit more forgiving on calves and stuff, whereas grass can give you a bit heavy legs first week. So first week, trying to get spikes in the ground, feeling good, and then build your rhythm from there really. Then focus becomes more outcome based and how you're getting players out and building towards the first game of the year.
We saw some more extended stints maybe today, and I think sort of longer stints to come as well in the coming days. How important is that to just get time in and overs in?
Yeah, it's massive. I think we've got 2 spells tomorrow of 5. So obviously now being off a full run up outside, building those overs up and getting miles in the legs, especially for someone like me, is very important. I think someone like Fletch potentially, he's bowled a lot of overs in his career, his body's very robust. So mine's just getting that way, but it's very good for people like me, yeah.
It was a lot of different people you were bowling at today, the likes of Asiba Mead, through to Sol Budinger, Peter Trigo as well. So what's going through your mind when you're here ready to deliver to them for an over or so?
Yeah, it's very batter dependent. Not going to give too much away on here about how to get my mates out, but some people I'm looking at where's their guard, are they on leg stump, are they on off stump, what's their mindset, are they quite counter-attacking, what's the pitch doing, are they hovering back to me, are they pushing forwards, do they play at balls on middle and off stump, or do they play at balls that we've got opening batters that are obviously people like Compo and Haas, they leave incredibly well, so I use the crease a bit more to them, try and get them to play at balls on off stump, fourth stump. And then you've got players that are more counter-attacking who will naturally play a bit more away from their body. I'll bowl a little bit wider lines and mix it up really. Use wobble seam to then get people to play it away swingers a bit more. It's a bit of game of cat and mouse really, but it's good fun.
Yeah, we'll move in a little bit slower than you were running in earlier on towards the crease. But as much as you're reflecting on the people you're facing, there must, I suppose, be individual areas you're looking to work on regardless of the person at the other end.
100%. I feel like, especially indoor school, we were very inwardly focused. So how was my tempo, how was my action, my following through straight's a big thing for me. Where's my front arm, how tall am I at the crease? But now we're outside, a lot of that hard work's done and it becomes more outward focused. So how to get batters out. But obviously, if something does crop up and I'm a little bit out of line, my action, Shiny will just mention it to me, probably at the end of the session, and we might do a few drills if we need to top up on it. But touch wood, at the moment we're in a pretty good place and I'm happy with how it's coming out, yeah.
Today was all about bowling overs as well. Are other tactics within an over, within a 6-ball block important at this stage?
Yeah, there are. So the batters were facing 3 each today, which makes it a little bit tougher for me, because you want to kind of build a bit of consistency at a single player. And if they're only facing 3 balls, it's tough. But that's fine, it's just the way it is, it's the nets and it. But over time, you can still build a plan to someone. Yeah, you can still get a lot out of it.
And will what you do change in here as the weeks go on? Because I suppose this wicket, this pitch is going to change quite a bit in the coming weeks.
Yeah, the good thing about a tent is over a 6 to 8 week period, you get a lot of, it's like a whole summer. So at the moment, these nets do a little bit, especially it being 10 a.m. in the morning, there's a little bit of moisture around. And then later on in the day, and as the weeks go on, these will become like a pancake. And it will become really hard for the bowlers. You'll get people like Ducky kifing it everywhere, setting different fields, less slips, like pretty much bowling with 3 and 1 at the moment, but in 4 weeks' time I'll probably have 1 slip. So yeah, each day brings different challenges and different times in the day bring different challenges. And obviously overheads are massive. If it was sunny today, it's like a greenhouse. But as it is, it does do a bit.
Obviously, it involves getting batsmen out the other end as well as you go through. What's the mentality like? What's that relationship like? Is it quite a competitive thing at the minute? Yeah,
I think as much as you are inwardly focused on what you're doing, there's always going to be people playing for spots, because at the end of the day, it's a business and you want to get in the team and play for knots. But it's healthy competition. We're all mates. We all want the best for each other. There's no malice in anything. It's just healthy competition, I think.
And is that something that is a bit sharper now that you're in here rather than the indoor school? We saw a few shorter balls going into Sol at times, and is it become a little bit more, I don't know if needle's the right word, but if there is that edge a little bit more now?
Yeah, definitely. I think I do still bowl them in the indoor school, which is frowned upon by some people. I know Ducky gets in my ear about that, but yeah, now we're outside, it is more competitive. And it is more, as I say, it's more outwardly focused, so trying to get people out, whereas indoors I was focusing on my action and different skills. So yeah, it is competitive now, but same for everyone. I think it's good.
And is that a wickets and runs column you're keeping an eye on in these spells, these 3 or 4 ball spells this week?
Yeah, so I like, some people do it differently, but I do a tick and cross. Some people do a point system for playing misses and wickets, but I feel like that's a bit more out of my control. Like, if I bowl a good ball, I want it to be a tick or a cross, whereas I can't control if, say, Haas middles it or nicks it or misses it. So I quite like controlling my controllables, and I think that with tick and crosses, it makes it a lot simpler, and it gives me a percentage at the end, and I can keep working towards the targets that I want to achieve.